Hey there guys, welcome back. It's Aerial Dragon and today I'll be showing you guys my Satellarknight deck. And yeah, let's get down to the deck profile. Really excited to show you guys the new changes to the deck that I made in the past month or so. And I've been testing it out on Dev Pro and everything. So it seems to work pretty much okay with the current meta, but it might not be like top tier like it was last year. So yeah, let's get down to the deck profile. Alright, so starting off with the general 3 copies of the net. He basically allows you to search when he's no more specialed. 3 Altair, when he's no more special, you get a summon from the graveyard. So pretty much call it the Haunted, Monster Reborn, whatever. Next, 3 Unu Kalahais. Now he's your Foolish Burial of the deck. Amazing. You want to get your monsters in your graveyard ASAP so you can start your combos. Then I played 2 Vegas. The cool thing is you can special summon this card or normal summon it, and you get a free monster from your hand. And if you were to special summon this card on your opponent's side of the field, that's even better because you can set up your board, and then on your turn you have another Vega. You could just summon and then make a pretty good board with like a bunch of level 4 monsters ready to exceed. So that's the Satellarknight portion of the deck. For hand traps, I have 3 maxis. Just draw power, make your deck go faster. 2 effect veilers for those decks that you want to stop them from playing and just negate their effects and everything. So situational, and then 3 MSTs. And people might be like, okay, there's like a better card, and that's Twin Twisters. But I feel like 3 MSTs, you can actually set them, and then have your opponent target them like with Twin Twisters or something, and make them go minus. That's sometimes like to put a pressure on board, but I find that MST with no minus, to this deck, because sometimes you want to keep your cards in hand for combos. But yeah, 3 MSTs, pretty good right now. I ran it, and it's just amazing. But I do side in 2 Twin Twisters, so sometimes if I feel like I want to swamp them out, I could just switch these 2 out and then just keep 1 MST. But yeah, either way, pretty amazing, cards to use in the deck. Alright, Dark Hole, and then Raigeki. So Raigeki, if you top deck this card, you clear the board on your opponent's side, you can go for game. Dark Hole, same thing, but then you would have to one, have nothing on your board, or just establish your board afterwards. Alright, so let's see here. Put those over there. Alright, Rhoda, still at 1, so that's okay because you got Skybridge to help summon all your monsters from your deck. So let's say I exceed summon into Deltros, and they try to do something to it. I could flip this card on chain, and then just send it back, and then you get a free monster from your from your deck, because it wouldn't really proc off Deltros' effect because it wasn't sent to the graveyard. But yeah, Skybridge would just like help you, send it back, and especially for my deck, or for this version of the deck, I only play 1 copy of Deltros, so it's really good, dodge those cards where you can sometimes end up losing. Next, Instant Fusion. I just play this card for Norden. Used to play 2 copies of Instant Fusion, but then that was when Norden was still at 3, and then they limited him, so he's at 1. Alright, next, Star Nova Alpha. This card is one of the best trap cards in the deck. So you tribute 1, you negate, and then you draw 1. So it's another source of draw power. And I don't really think it has a downside because you do want your monsters in your graveyard. But yeah, it's awesome card overall. Next up, 3 Call of the Haunted. Basically, you want to get your monsters back. Just ASAP. Establish your board and exceed. I only have 1 copy of Oasis of Dragon Souls. I used to have 2, but I don't know what happened to it, so Right now I'm running only one copy, and that's fine for me. Don't really see this card a lot, or the Oasis card, because I usually tend to draw into my Call of the Haunteds more. Next, I play 3 Phoenix Chain, and some of you guys might be like, well, that card is probably irrelevant now. But I might cite it in, but it's just a good card still, to negate monster effects and everything. Um, but yeah, some decks where their monsters can't be targeted, probably will have to set this card out. But if you know your opponent's playing like Monarchs or something else like that, this card is pretty good to have in the deck. And then one Storming Mirror Force and one Mirror Force. And I might upgrade the Mirror Force into a Quaking or a Drowning. But either way, it still works. It's a Mirror Force. Rivalry of Warlords. Now this card is pretty amazing for the fact that this whole deck is all warrior, besides the hand traps. You can flip this card, and your opponent, if they play different type of monsters like warrior, dragon, spellcaster, they will have to choose only one, and it also locks them out of their extra deck because if they are trying to go into let's say cowboy, and they have like two dragon monsters, two level 4 dragon monsters, and they try to go into cowboy, which is a warrior, they can't because you can only control one type of was it like monster on the board. So yeah, pretty cool. I got like locked out with this card when I was playing my Lightstorm deck, and the guy's like, "Hey, you can't, just summon any type of monsters. You gotta choose only one." I was like, "Well, GG," because I can't really do anything. All right, bottomless trap hole, and then Solemn Warning, and then I'll go straight to the side deck, which I play 2 Flying Seas. Help stops your opponent until they can figure out how to get rid of this card, so they can't exceed summon. 1 Honest, just because for those times where you want to run over high attack monsters, it's good to have Honest in the deck. Mind Control, you can take a card from your opponent's side of the field, move it out of the way and everything, so you can just attack directly or something. Next, you got Forbidden Lands and Forbidden Chalice. So basically, this one helps you like be untargetable by spell traps. This one is basically you negate their monster effects. So in their sense, kind of like a effect veiler, and then this one's kind of like effect veiler for protection, or just against spell traps. And like surprisingly, Forbidden Lands, I actually had to cite this in. There was some decks where like, what is it? Like you would just target my monsters and then like destroy them and everything, and kind of like Regeki. If your opponent top decks Regeki and you want to save a monster, just flip this and then be like, hey, it's gonna lose attack, but it's unaffected. But yeah, moving on. The second dark hole, I cited in. It's for those just clearing the board and everything, situational card. Next, 2 Twin Twisters, like, why not? It's pretty funny, like, when you play this, and it's like, alright, I'm gonna discard a card, I'm gonna pop your Pendulum Scales, and then they can't do anything. But yeah, it's a really good card, but I just prefer the 3 MSTs overall. But if I have to, I will, switch out 2 MSTs for these 2. For traps, Imperial Iron Wall, one of the best trap cards that I would probably cite in. Is this card? It stops your Cosmo player from playing because they can't banish. It's a problematic card for them. Plus, if they try to banish your monsters, which is a thing that you don't want your monsters to be banished because they have to be in the graveyard, it helps you with that too. So it's pretty good. Just have 3 on the side. And then 2 Chaos Trap Hole, stop those monsters like number 86. If they have 5 materials on it, and just flip this card and be like, sorry, you can't do that. And then Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, PK Fire, just stop them from working. But yeah, that's the side deck. And then extra deck, Constellar Diamond. It's for that main phase 2, just drop it down and be like, oh, Deltros or Trivier might not have material, just drop this on top, and then this card, it stops like Dark Monsters effects, so it's pretty good. 2 Trivier, it resets the board, and then you can just detach, discard a random card from your opponent's hand, which is pretty good, because if they have a combo piece, and it gets sent to the graveyard, so just like, hey, you can't really do anything. So 2 Trivier, 1 Deltros. It's just like I said earlier, playing 2 sometimes is like not really the best for this deck because it's a very tight extra deck. But 1 Deltros, it works fine. You're able to dodge it with, or dodge cards that would destroy Deltros with Skybridge and just reset him back into the extra deck. And then Rafflesia, just for the boundless or the trap hole cards. Dark Rebellion for the attack. Tsukiyomi for the draw power. Send it on an arc to steal that annoying monster and everything. I still run Ragnazero. It's for those decks where if they increase their attack and just pop it and draw a card. So it's another good card. Probably will have to side it out if it's not necessary for the round, but yeah. Next up, number 86. This card is amazing. It won me a lot of games. I have like 5 monster and boards. Exceeds into this card, and if like no response to his summoning, I just like pop the whole board, attack 3000. Next turn, I detach, and then your opponent or my opponent can't normal or special summon. So it's like pretty much game for them if they can't get rid of this card. And then Heroic Champion Excalibur. For 4000 damage, Cowboy for game, Castell to bounce back, Abyss Dweller to lock those graveyards, and then Norden for the plays. So yeah, that is the deck profile, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys can take some of these cards, just make it into like your own, and then try to play around with it, because that's how I did it. I actually watched like tons of videos on Satellarknight deck profiles, and I came up with this. So it seems like a fun deck. It's probably not going to be top tier competition wise, like you have 3 strikes and everything, but I mean this build is like pretty much standard for a Satellarknight deck, and also has a couple of cards here and there that might be different, but it's still playable. So guys, thank you again for watching, and this is Aero Dragon, and I am signing out.